The John Scott story was the ultimate underdog narrative in sports during 2016 when Scott, in the twilight of his career, went from an all-star fan-voted nominee to scoring 2 goals and winning the All-Star Games MVP title. His book, A Guy Like Me, is a heartwarming story about an average Joe who became a sports superhero literally overnight. Please welcome the super talented John Scott. Wow, what a year. All that plus this book. How do you find the time?
You had him until the superstar.
The superstar. I said this is like a Hollywood story, which, by the way, they are making into a movie. It reads like a movie, and you could really hear your voice in this. So how did you have time to write this memoir?
Just at night, you put the kids down to bed and you kind of work on it. You do a couple pages here and there, and next thing you know, it's done. So
4 beautiful daughters.
Beautiful 4 little daughters, yeah.
Still working on a boy.
Working hard.
Is that news to your wife? Working hard. So someone's got to do it, John.
John,
beautiful.
We're a year later. Was there time between the book or maybe even talk of a movie script to sit back and soak it all in and sit there and go, did this really happen? Do you even question why it happens, or are you just too busy?
Yeah, you don't question why, because that's when you get in trouble, I think. There's obviously a lot of stuff surrounding it. But yeah, you sit back at night with your wife, you're having a drink or something, and you just kind of go, wow, that was pretty cool. It was a good experience, and you kind of look at all the stuff that you have and all the stuff that happened, and it was neat. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
And it makes you think, you know, what would I do in that situation? Yeah. So let's take it back. When you were first nominated, what went through your head? Because I know you were getting pressure at the time. You know, people were saying, coaches were saying, you really don't belong there, John.
Yeah, it was good, bad. Obviously, right off the bat, it was lots of negative stuff from the press and papers and stuff, and you kind of... I didn't read or watch anything for weeks because it was just all negative. It was like, this guy sucks, he shouldn't go to the game, he's going to ruin it. So that was hard. Then it kind of turned the page and it got a little positive, and that was good. And I started to get a little bit more confident myself. I talked to some teammates and some players and my family, and then I got a little excited for it.
You write so beautifully about your wife, where she says, don't pay attention to the negative people.
Yeah.
Really focus on the positive, because they're the ones who care about you and will get you there. So obviously that worked as really good advice, because you decided to go out there, and despite all the controversy, you must have felt a ton of nerves going out to play, knowing that the world was watching you not fail.
Yeah.
Right? Or hoping you wouldn't fail.
Well, they were hoping I maybe would mess up. A lot of people, just because they were upset I was there, or a lot of people were just interested to see what I would do. So yeah, that was nerve-wracking. The first time you step on the ice, we played plenty of games. You play hundreds of games in the NHL, and it's, you get a little bit nervous, but then it was weird to play in an all-star game, and that was probably the most nervous I've been in a game ever. It was just very strange.
So much pressure.
You talk about talking to a few different people, and you mentioned talking to the players. To me, they're the ones that were the difference makers here. If they don't embrace it, if they don't really bring you on board, it doesn't really work.
You're like a cohesive team.
For me, watching Brent Burns interact with you and watch that whole thing transpire, like, they had your back.
Yeah, that was huge, just to get the support from the guys. And for me, it was the former players, like, just talking to even the former tough guys. Everyone was just like, listen, this is cool. You kind of represent us and do us solid, and they really put me over the top. They were always supportive, so that was good.
But don't discount you. You had to get through all those nerves and all that pressure yourself, and then you scored twice. How amazing did that feel?
I was just watching. I said I was going to score 6, but no, twice. It was cool to get that monkey off my back the first shift. And again, Burnsy and Pavs before the game, they just said, listen, go to the net, put your stick on the ice, we'll find you, we'll get you that goal. And it was first shift. It was kind of funny, but yeah.
And you watched it for the first time the other night.
Yeah.
All this time, a year later,
really?
You never had a chance to go back and watch the video.
I had a chance. you're busy, and I don't really take the time to go back and watch myself. It's kind of weird, but yeah, I watched it last night, kind of just refreshing what happened.
And I love that you say rather than, because you were bombarded that night, right, for the gala,
gosh, yeah.
and everyone wanted a picture, and you were the guy, and you're like, honey, your beautiful wife Danielle, can we get out of here? It was overwhelming. And I love that you say you just ordered room service in the hotel and hung out with the family, because it was always all about your core.
Yeah, it was crazy down there. After the game, it was just like insanity. So I said, let's beat it, let's get out of here, and we ordered some room service, some beers, some burgers, and I drank. She was pregnant, she didn't have anything, but it was good. It was just nice to quiet from the storm.
And check out this picture. This could be Leaf Schreiber playing you. How do you feel about him? That's what's getting tossed around. I know you're tweeting one another to play you in the big screen. adaptation?
It would be good. He's obviously kind of a tough guy. He's got an edge to him, and I think we look similar. He's oh my gosh.
We need to put him. We need to put him in some sort
Is
of
that
platform.
me on the right?
Yeah, I can't even tell the difference right now. I think that's you on the left and him on the right. So you can't even tell the difference. Although you have a few inches on the guy. What else?
I do.
Lifts, right?
Oh, yeah.
Guys, pick it up. A guy
So
like
funny.
me, the John Scott story, fighting to make the cut is so inspiring for everybody out there. Man, it's such an awesome story, and it's true. You can't make this stuff up. That's why it's going to be in Hollywood on the big screen soon.
Yeah.
A pleasure.
Thank you.
Good luck on making baby
Appreciate
number
it.
5.
Thank
little
you.
Bambino. Okay, Tim, over to you.